Good afternoon, dear traders. Let me introduce myself. I'm Makeyev Viktor Andreevich, Director of the Belarusian Representative Office of Visuna, Belarus, trader and asset manager, and also the author of the dissertation on the topic Investment and Speculative Portfolio of Financial Instrument. I'm sure that some of you have already found yourself in a situation of doubts and irritation on the market. Someone, on the contrary, is full of optimism and believes in great success in the market. In any case, it's important to remember that the market is the same kind of activity, a business that requires knowledge, skills, and experience. Of course, I understand that all of you have often seen the advertisements for a trader who trades right on the beach and almost takes out money in bundles from the CD drive. But if you decide to go this way, if you decide to become a true professional, then you should understand that this is an everyday routine and tedious work. It's like a highly professional sport. And if you decide to challenge the market, if you decide to try yourself and your mind on the market, then I will help you set the necessary vector and will allow you to take steps in the necessary direction. So, I will record for you a series of videos once a week throughout the year, which will be specifically aimed at improving the understanding of the nature of the market, the logic of opening deals and mathematical nuances. Step by step, you will get closer to understanding how to make an informed decision, how to take into account each piece of the puzzle, and finally form a positive curve for your trading account. Of course, we will not waste the time on the very beginning on the similarity of the types of orders, for example, market orders, stop orders, or limit orders, types of charts or time frames. Now, there is a lot of information on this topic, but it is important for us to focus on the key points of the trading process. Today, we will talk about the first basis, trends. It's possible that some of you have already heard about the Dow theory. It's based on the publications of Charles Dow, an American journalist. After his death, the theory was developed by William Hamilton, Robert Ree, and George Schaefer, and called the Dow theory. They divided three types of trend: long-term, immediate, and short-term. As a consequence, that pushed the Dr. Elder to the idea of trading three screens, that is, three charts of different time frames. I will show you on the chart. I'll share the screen. And show you this chart. Here you see CFD instrument of the S&P 500, US 500, and daily chart. Of course, you can use weekly chart or you can use monthly chart. It's a global picture. Here you can see the global trend, the balance of power, and the key levels likely to be followed by a reaction. So, the lower time frames are already designed to clarify where you will make trading decisions, where the struggle is taking place. It's a 4-hour chart. Of course, you can use, for example, 1-hour chart or 30 minutes chart. And here you can analyze boundaries or key levels, range where this instrument is traded. It's some of the way of the balance. And finally, for example, 15-minute chart. Of course, you can use, for example, 5-minute chart, or for quick decisions, 1-minute chart. And the lowest time frames are for the January entry into a position. Why? We will talk more about this in the math block. Mathematics is very important, taking into account the volatility and the placed stop loss order. By the way, I highly recommend completing the task to study what a stop loss order is and why it is necessary and needed. As you can see at this chart, prices of reaction, false breakouts here, and where this price tested and reaction. We'll speak about these issues, about these nuances of support or resistance levels, about noises in the next webinar. Okay. Each trend consists of 3 phases: the accumulation phase, the participation phase, and the implementation phase. This is very important to remember, and the old Dove theory is still valid today. So now, to simplify our task, try to imagine the situation. You are in the grocery market. You need to buy a ton of tomatoes. You are a huge buyer. Your task is to buy $1 per kilogram, but the market price now is $2. What are you doing? What are you going to do? Either wait until the price will be $1, or suddenly some rumor will appear that there will be an excess of hundreds of tons of tomatoes on the market. When a panic begins among tomato owners that there will be an excess of tomatoes and their goods will deteriorate for unnecessary use, they will be ready to sell for $1 or even less. But as soon as market realizes that someone is buying the entire volume for the $1, interest in tomatoes will begin to come again and at ever higher prices. And this is what you need. You have already gained your required volume at $1 price and are ready to sell at high prices. The main thing is to do it smoothly, so as not to dump the entire volume and again not to scare the crowd. It is not for nothing that John P. Morgan quote, "When a shoe shiner starts to take an interest to buy stock, it's time to leave the market immediately." Of course, and certainly, there are many nuances that we'll talk about in order not to become a knife catcher. That is, a sheer falling price, which is ready to fall lower and lower, but everything is in order. Well, this is how these phases look like. I will show you now. Now you can see this chart. So we talked about panic when everybody ready to sell at any price, and here smart money start to buy. It's important. When you try to catch price, it's too dangerous with margin trading to lose your money. And we will speak about how to deal with math. Next stage, next phase, accumulation. When the smart money deal, participation, and realization. Now, more detail about these phases. So, well, this is how these phases look like. Accumulation, participation, and implementation. Once again, the stage of accumulation is the stage of smart money. When the asset is undervalued, everyone is afraid to buy. Then the stage of participation, when the most attentive traders see that their interest appears in the instrument. And the stage of implementation, when the excitement begins, everyone is ready to buy. It is such a high demand that smart money is ready to sell its residual large volume. Of course, in reality, not everything is so simple, and it should be borne in mind that the current market is a market maker's market. That there are many participants in the market, including people and robots. Although in the simplified model, it is assumed that there is buyer and seller, and you need to remember. But for a general understanding, it is necessary to know the Dow theory, because it is the basis of technical analysis. In the next video, I will talk to you about what support and resistance levels are, what are market noises, and why classical approaches are not so simple, and levels are often broken through with false breakouts. Step by step, I will tell you how a professional trader operates in such a noisy and complex market. I wish you good luck and success. See you soon.